What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is. The greatest there wasn't. God damn it. And the greatest there ever will be. I am. Greatness personified. Myself. Yes. Stoney. Greatness. Oh, y'all on time today. Thank y'all. Look under your seats. T-shirts for everybody. All right. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to step back here because it's time. The man of the hour. The myth. The legend. The activist. The author. The educator. The entertainer, the empowerer, philanthropist,
the Slasian diva of LA,
the premier. Yes, the Hall of Famer, the by your powers and desires combined.
Wow. We are Captain Planet.
Captain Wreck Your Planet. Yeah. So some respect.
Show, but it's a family show.
And bend the knee because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. He is your king. He's my king. He's King Kevyn.
Oh, they got a little change going on for me.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay. They like you. And I'm going to let you do this last one.
Yeah.
Because you know you got it.
Yeah. And y'all know we are joined by the excellence of drag statistician nation.
Here we go.
He is just the cutest button you'll ever see. So show some love for the champion of drag statistics, our own stat boy, Rosko.
You know what's funny? We're wearing red, white, and blue.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose at all.
Not on purpose.
I was actually gonna wear a green shirt, and now I'm regretting that.
Gulf of America, yeah.
No,
we don't. That's
well,
not
technically, we're wearing blue, white, and red.
But
Isn't that like the?
It's kind of
yeah, that's right.
That's why I said that. From their point of view, it's red, white, and blue.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to
Bonjour.
The premiere episode of the Greatmines Show covering RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10. Motherfucking 10. That's why we got to have Stat Boy in the building because
yes,
we have to get into these. What's up? Oh, first off, let's say our hellos to Reggie, to Grandma, to my son, like all my family in the chat. I'm waiting for my mom before we do our special Mother's Day tribute, but yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are on Paramount Plus watching RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10. But before we get into the competition, you know what we need you guys to do. Go on and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share this video so that other people can join in on the conversation. Make sure you join us in the comment section below. We want your feedback.
Yes.
We want to know who your favorite queen is,
yes,
who you're excited to see, who you're not excited to see.
Yes.
We're going to do a special breakdown for how we talk about this particular season because it's broken up into 3 brackets for a tournament style drag race competition
like no other.
And you know what, from the jump it is so different.
It is.
We love it.
Yes,
we love this new setup.
Like the
Rouge,
format.
you did it. This is a good format. So before we jump in and introduce the queens who are on this first bracket of season 10 of All Stars, we want to do a special tribute to Jiggly Caliente, who over our break unfortunately passed away. She was loved by millions. She made her stamp on our lives and an impression on our hearts way back in season 4.
Mhm.
And she
And
had
All-Star 6.
and All Star 6, and she was on Legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And she was on Pose.
Yes, and she was a panel. She was a regular panel judge on Drag Race Philippines.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
she
was
has.
an icon.
She was definitely an icon. And you know, she's not one of those queens that I can even say was underrated. Jiggly made her stamp. She made her stamp. And we are going to miss the iconic Jiggly. You know, we recently lost the Vivian, and now we're dealing with the loss of Jiggly Caliente. We love you, and till we meet again. So, yeah, put moment of silence for Jiggly. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Now, season 10 of All Stars. And not to be so excited about All Stars after talking about Jiggly, but you have to be excited about All Stars separate from that situation. Because we are getting, and we're not going to go into who all the queens are for all brackets, but we're getting 18 queens
Yes,
altogether.
18 queens.
18 queens broken up in 3 different brackets, which means there's 6 queens per bracket, and it's a tournament style. So, do we want to talk about the rules before we talk about the queens, or we want to talk about the
I think
queens
we
and
talk
then
about the rules.
I think we should talk about the rules just so that folks know how the season is working, because this is not like past All-Star seasons where the queens vote and they control the eliminations. This is very similar to the All-Stars and season and All-Stars All-Stars are winners and All-Stars season 9, where they had the beautiful benefactress badges and the what were they called on legendary legend stars on all winners. Yes. So but in this particular go round of All Stars, all right, every week they are going to compete in a maxi challenge. All right, and the top two in the maxi challenge will both get 2 points. All right, then the top 2 will lip sync for their legacy and the win, and the winner of that lip sync will get 1 point. We'll get one extra
$10,000 tip.
And a $10,000
That's
tip.
a tip for your ass.
Yes. So and then, but that's not all. In addition to those points, right, there are going to be 4 points because the other 4 queens, right, will get 1 point each. But they don't keep it. They have to give it away to who they feel is the most valuable queen of the week. All right. So lots of things going on.
That just made me upset.
Lots of things going on because this is a reality show. It is a competition. So, you know, there's strategy. There's going to be alliances, which we will cover already because we have already seen some alliances. So yeah, this is fun. It's a fun little format. It may seem confusing, but once you watch it play out, trust me, it makes sense. It makes sense, good. And it makes the race so much more interesting. So yeah, excited for the new format.
So let's get into our queens. First up, we have Miss Aja. And I am not a Aja hater. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I don't like Aja or have an issue with her. I do think that in her very first season, she was very rough. In the words of Mistress Isabel Brooks, she was a bit slouchy. She was unpolished in her first season. She came back for All Stars, and she did better. I feel like Aja in this go round, she's more aware of herself and her talents, and she don't care what nobody says. She gonna do what she want to do, and it's a good look on Aja. I do want to refer to Rosko here for her Meet the Queens look. Oh, not Meet the Queens, her entrance look, because that was definitely a reference.
Yeah, so
her
runway reference was referenced from a Pokemon whose name is Roserade, and its whole gimmick is like being like a masquerade, like type of grass type of Pokemon, and it's its final form, and this is her 3rd time coming to Drag Race, so
it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. It's a good metaphor because like the Pokemon, its first form is called a Badoo, and it's really based off a plant. So it's like starts as a sprout, then rose to a rose, and now it's a flourish garden that's a masquerade. So that's what the reference that I got from her doing Rosary as her entrance look. Because it's her third time around on Drag Race now, and she's at her like final form now. And
Do
do
you feel like her look was polished?
Yes.
I asked that question on purpose.
Wow.
Because everybody don't feel that way.
I feel like it was. I feel like for me, I think I got the whole concept of it, and it's kind of like what Ru was saying. Like back at C17 about Lydia, about some of the stuff that like weren't as polished for some people, but it just works for their drag and just what she's used to. And I think for Aja, like, is it the most best runway we've seen on Drag Race? No,
absolutely.
But it's definitely like a good like entrance look, and you gotta think about it from that. It's an entrance look. Although they did it on the main stage, it was their entrance look. Like they couldn't do the entrance look in the same way they normally would do it. It's a different format.
You saying that reminds me of Safira Cristal and that one work from statement when I think Dawn said, "What if my good isn't your good?" And Safira said, "Good is good."
Yeah,
like if it's good, it's good.
And I think it was good.
Yeah,
it was okay. You just don't like Asha Stoney, but to me, it was good.
That aside, that honestly, and separating my, that aside, it was good. Like, did it? It's not how I would have envisioned that particular Pokemon looking in real life. I got the reference, but it's like. It to me there was still meat on the bone, that could have made it
not her interest. I think her interest look was beautiful.
Like I do agree with like her like runway look could have been more of that Pokemon more is like curvaceous in the body, so like that could have been like she could have did for a second runway, which we will get into. But I think the first look stood out as just being like her blossoming into this rose garden masquerade, and honestly. And maybe it's the Pokemon fandom of me, but I've seen people draw like human next to Pokemon, like as like a comparison, like if they were like wearing their outfits. And Aja didn't copy a reference from somebody, but I could see like where she did get a reference from and try to make her own. And that's why
I get that, and
because it wasn't spot on,
right? No. It wasn't spot on, but like I said, I got the reference. I am years away. It's just that I kind of. Keep up every once in a while with the whole Pokemon thing, but I am decades away from my Pokemon fandom. Like,
so honest, you know who Rosemary
is? A little bit,
a
little bit
more than me,
a little bit. Like,
don't do it.
Like I still like Rosemary wasn't one of the original 150.
No.
The original 150 are like boom, seared in my head.
I give you
the
5.
Newer ones, it's like
100 and something. I'll give you 5.
Yeah.
And I will never catch up, and I don't care to. It's okay. I'll stick to Pikachu and Charizard and Bulbasaur.
Oh my gosh, that's the Pokemon song. Yes, give me that.
There were more queens. Let's get back to the show.
That one.
There's more queens. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah,
Bosco was next.
Oh,
Bosco rhymes with Rosko.
Where's that? Where's the damn? Yep. And where's the damn cards at? Because
I'm not
like.
You say what?
I'm not covering any tricks Mattel does. But
you mean Katia?
No.
Oh no,
like
that's
just
Trixie.
Put the slapping the cards.
No, Bosco carried.
First of all,
did so good with her look.
I like. So you did watch the drag. His stuff. All right. So Katia and Monet exchange, who is hosting again. Thank you, Monet.
Wait, wasn't Katia the first first guest for 17? Or I just feel like we just saw Katia on the pit stop.
Katia's everywhere. You see
which I'm not mad at. But no, like, was she just there?
No, she wasn't.
I don't think so.
It was the last time she was there was for an All-Star season. I want to say it was All-Star 6.
No, I think it was All-Stars 9. I think it was her and Bob.
All-Stars 9.
That's what
yes.
Well,
that's what they said. Like that was her last time on the pit stop.
The reference,
but it was her Monet.
Yeah, but Monet made a reference to Bosco's look is like a mashup of a whole bunch of different references, but you can't put your finger on exactly who it is.
Yeah,
but she wore the least amount of clothes and looked the freaking best, and it was so sexy, but it was so fashion. It was so avant-garde. It was so drag. And her new body. I mean,
I want her doctor.
Like, right, because there are girls who transition. She did it right.
Yes,
she definitely took her time. Them 3 years since she has left on Drag Race, she took her time.
Bosco is a is a vanilla ice cream cone that is dripping, and like
If-
I'm just licking all over just the
Listen, she wore the least amount of clothing and was complete fashion. Like her body was fashion, just lined with pieces of fabric and big shoulder pads, and she fucking ate.
Oh yes, like there was like Monet said, it was so many references. Like you, like the head top is like it was all 80s to me. Like I just
Definitely.
got 80s.
It definitely
Like you
was
know,
an
in the
80s
early
reference.
90s. You know what I mean? Like the head top, you could have took that with Kid
The
and Play.
huge-
You
the
could have took that with
huge,
Eraserhead.
right,
Like the
right,
old
right.
the old movie, the old horror movie, can't be horror movie and stuff from
The
back
big
in the day. That's
shoulder
like,
pads that she
yeah,
had,
big
the
shoulder
heels,
pads, like like in the cigar stuff like that. Very Patrick Bateman, like
she did so
like
much.
it was just,
and you know how it's crazy how they say less is
and
more.
then the red tie going down through
That's what I'm saying.
through the grabbing and red tie, and then it's big old red tie, and then it's going through and grabbing the yeah. Shout out to guy in the White House right now. Like I got that too. Like like it's a lot. It was a lot going on in there. No, because he's always wearing a red tie.
But we're not talking about that.
No, I'm just saying I got the reference. It's a reference.
Right.
It's
right.
a reference to like the
That's
whole.
not a reference to him. I'm more than sure she was not.
But it's also
him.
the aesthetic because because those guys in the 80s that wore those power suits and stuff like that, they all had that attitude, walking around with their cigar, like they own the world and stuff like that. No, they were all. It's a reference to make it seem like they were all like pussy, pussy grabs, like basically, is what it is. Like it's. I got the whole like bigger picture.
I don't think she was referencing
like,
that.
That's what I got from. That's one of the threads.
Art
that I got
is interpretive.
So, yes,
I will give you that because art, different people can interpret.
I wasn't saying like they were glorifying it, but it was just like,
we don't even want to acknowledge him.
Right. I don't want to acknowledge him at all.
Anyway,
but
wait.
I don't think it's an acknowledgement. I think it's more making fun of like.
But even before you get to Deja Sky, I just want to take another minute to take Rosko in because she.
Yeah, she carried.
She was everything. We love Bosco. Now
we're just talking about the entrance look, mind you, folks.
Right? As talented as she is, the look alone sold it for me. All right, Deja Sky, who is back from season 14.
Yes, this is also a 14 reunion. Like how
same
from
like
season 14. Season 14.
Yeah, season 14 reunion.
And they are just like Bosco changed. Deja Sky lost 60 pounds in between. And you can definitely see it.
She looks
great. She looks, fun, and she looks like she's having fun.
She looks like she's having fun. You said she looks great.
Look good. She wore her new body. Like
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I'll give y'all that.
Wow, I think she looks really good.
That's nice.
You look good. You look good
to
me, baby.
I mean, I like her drag is nice.
I like, if I'm gonna say nice thing because I'm very Ross Matthews while I'm on here. I'm gonna say the nice stuff. I say the shady stuff. But I think
sandwich.
I think for her to have grown within the 3 years, I like to see that growth because I think she was good in season 14, but like she said, she was just very overshadowed. It was a stack pack of cast.
Yeah,
that's why we got a lot of them at All Stars. But I think her drag has evolved since season 4. That she do look different. She does look more happy, and she seems more confident. Even though in the workroom it seems different, but
she looks like she's elevated her drag a bit. I'm not going to say she looks great. To me, she don't.
Wow. Well, she looks great to me.
I
think the outfit was
so. The other day, House of Greatness came with the King's house, and we had a little watch party, and Better Half of Greatness had some things to say about Deja Sky that I just happen to agree with. I'm just saying she looks like a character from Family Guy.
That was just like one that.
Go to Twitter. I did retweet it, so you can go to my Twitter at Stoney Greatness.
That's the second episode.
You'll see it.
And that's
it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Why is it not fair?
It's her opinion. It was her lip sync look. Her lip sync look that she did
in the second episode, which we'll get to that.
We'll get to.
But like even her, so her entrance look, she had on a whole bunch of stars. She had a big hair with like lines, different colors going up. I get the reference.
Now I do say I do.
It wasn't horrible at all.
Yes.
She looked nice.
Yes, and I do
But-
like the contrast because of the fact Monet and Katya have pointed out on the pit stop that she's known as the pastel princess. She does wear a lot of pastel colors and stuff like that. And
Like,
she
even her
came
confessional,
out.
she's wearing what, lilac?
Yeah. And then she came out, reintroducing herself in a black, pretty much dark, but still had the shininess
Shiny
where you
pastels
saw
still.
the pastels still in there because of the whole shiny, chromatic, background type of tinge that was going on there. So I liked it. I thought that it was very, it took a step forward to me in her narrative of, her drag race journey.
All right, so she's the third queen that we're talking about. When I look at Aja, was her look the best? I don't think it was the best, but it was really good. There is no touching Bosco at all. I feel like Deja Sky was at a meet and greet, not like a drag race meet and greet, but like she was at a bar and everybody was getting ready to let out, and so this was what she was wearing in her last number. And she said hi to everybody, took a couple of pictures, and then walked off the stage.
I didn't get that, but I can
That's
understand how
me.
you felt like that. Like
That's me.
just,
Like,
I
All
didn't see
Stars,
that.
it wasn't elevated for me.
Okay.
That's all. Not hating, just a little bit.
I will and see it, and we will get to Deja later, but I do agree with you on another runway. I do agree with you on another runway. With that sentiment when it comes to Deja. Okay, guys.
We're right here. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
I was going to say, I do think this has been a recurring thing with All Stars, and it's a very apparent since All Stars 9 that when they know they're not going home, they will pay for certain runways. Like I do, and maybe it's a budget thing because aside from All Stars 9, I don't know if All Stars since they got money to go put into outfits and stuff and what they really want to work with. And not everybody's is a seamstress and designer. Like if it's a seamstress designer,
All Stars 9, they got a stipend.
But I'm saying All Stars 10, I'm not sure if they did.
Yeah, I don't.
But
think
I'm saying it's a reoccurring thing.
And if anyone did, it would probably have been Lydia. That would have gotten one.
But I was saying it's always common with All Stars girls for every All Star season that they just certain outfit they just say fuck it, this not gonna be my best runway, but they're gonna put something together.
Yeah, I get that too, but this is also your entrance look.
Well,
I can give you grace. Oh no, we still on entrance looks.
Who's the next queen?
Irene.
Okay.
The alien.
Irene the alien, formerly Irene Dubois, the queen that went home making a glass of ice water.
And it's sad because she deserved to have gone home for that challenge.
Technically, the lowest finishing queen in Drag Race history.
Yes, and she deserved to have gone home for that challenge. However, I was disappointed because I had this feeling that Irene had something to show us, and she just flubbed her first challenge and went home.
Yeah.
And I am happy to see the alien come back.
I was so excited to come back.
Her drama, her shade, her talent. I am so happy that Irene the alien is here.
If Irene don't win, I think they'll bring her back again.
What?
Like later on in life.
Oh, the alien in the back?
Yeah.
Not a reference to Eileen. It's more of a reference to Laganja.
Yeah.
But but no, so Irene came out with this black looking thing. She had tentacles behind her as if she was an octopus. She gave us a dark queen.
Yeah,
Ursula type of look.
Yeah, I didn't want to say Ursula, but yeah,
Ursula.
That's what she was giving.
But it was just giving the people a visual reference.
Yeah. So so what I like about what Irene,
but not
did
so much
was,
purple.
Right. It was black, or maybe a hint.
Black and
she
silver.
had like a hint
it was
of
mainly
it,
black and silver, though. Yeah.
But no, what I loved about it is Irene is one of those queens who grew up with the seasoned queen. She was taught with the seasoned queens. So hold on, let's give it to mommy now. Let's see where we at. No, I think that Irene coming back was perfect. Hey mom,
hey,
happy Mother's Day. she is giving us the drag that I always ask for.
Mm.
I always want people to drag it up, and Irene comes to the table with that drag. And it's crazy because we didn't see her since the first episode of her season, and she's had time to polish and elevate and evolve as a drag queen with the influence of her drag sisters without us seeing it. So it's like who I thought was already a good queen is now even more polished queen.
Right. And she's competing with her drag sister.
Yes,
on this season, Bosco, who we discussed
Seattle
before, and Irene Dubois is also the drag mother
of Arietti,
who we just saw on this past season.
Yeah, the jury's still out if we like Arietti or not.
We love Irene. Maybe her mother.
Right.
I like Arietti out of drag.
Arietti would have to win us over. Irene cannot redeem Arietti. She has to stand on her own 2 feet for that one. Because we can love Irene and still be like to Arietti. After Irene the alien, excuse me, we have, who was the next person? I don't want to say Phoenix.
Yes.
I don't want to say Phoenix.
It was.
So Phoenix is from season 3. She was the second to go home on her season.
Yes. Now,
and it was Olivia because it's not like LMNOP. It's Olivia than Phoenix.
You said what?
It's Olivia because it's LMNOP. It's Olivia. They literally send them out in alphabetical order.
Oh wow!
Yes,
I didn't even peep that.
I didn't. It's Olivia.
Okay.
Olivia Lux. Sorry.
We love Olivia Lux.
Olivia Lux. Rosko, give us the stats on Olivia Lux.
Olivia Lux is top 5 placement in season 13. She is a Miyake Mugler in the ballroom scene. I love Olivia
Which is
Lux.
the second Miyake Mugler because Aja is now a Miyake Mugler. For those of y'all that have been watching us when we covered Legendary back in the day, you will remember Aja was a part of the House of La Beja, but now with the House of Miyake Mugler, who I believe they did win their season. Didn't they win their season? I think they won their season.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that they won the season.
But needless to say, Olivia, I enjoy Olivia's entrance look.
Wait. There was another thing that she was on. It was a fashion challenge. I think Monet and somebody else was hosting it. And
on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, something talking about. Olivia was on there too.
And Olivia was battling against Lux
and 2 other queens.
I think who the other queen. I have to go back and look at it. But there was
Rosko?
It could have been, I think so. But it was somebody else too, because it was almost a tournament style thing with them as well. So I'll go back and check that out. Let you guys know.
So Olivia Lux definitely known for the smile. Like she just that smile
is a look queen. She's a look, and she's beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Looked like she slimped down a little bit since her last season, and then also had a couple of enhancements done.
I love her professional look too.
Yeah.
She just looks good, and she's not a queen to be played with. I think she may have been one of the underestimated queens until she showed y'all who she was, and then I was just like, with the time that's going by, she's just the shit.
And then she's moved into the ballroom scene. And the thing about the ballroom scene is that the ballroom scene is not for the faint of heart. You got to be tough. You got to be tough because somebody will, somebody will throw shade for the sake of throwing shade, and it's like you gotta be able to hold your own and stuff. And so I feel like Olivia's ballroom journey has hardened her a bit.
Gave her a little bit more.
Gave her a little bit more edge.
Edge is the word I need.
Yeah. And so she's coming back to show, hey, I'm not just sweet little Olivia. Oh my goodness.
Every time I saw a flashback during this episode of that version of Olivia, I just thought about Arietti again.
Well, why would they make them do? Why would they make them do a whole baby mini challenge too in season 13? I would never understand that, and I know the queens of season 13 never understand that either.
But you throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, see what sticks. Yeah. I do think Olivia, because she was always
she looked great.
She was always part of ballroom.
She looked great.
Race, but I do think, like she said, season 13. Just similar to season 14, actually the last season since season 11 had a lot of stack pack queens that were you really would fade into the background, and I think all top 5 placement girls have really just been in the background because of like, you know, who else was there. Aside from 14, because obviously that was the top 5. But I do think with Olivia, she had like, it was the Simone, Candy, Got Mick, and Rose show. And, you know, I think she just definitely fell in the background. And that was like her biggest like thing. I think I could say that kind of held her back, was her feeling like she couldn't stick up for herself and say certain things in certain situations.
Well,
And,
I mean, you just like, if you, especially when you in a room with those,
right?
the
It was
four
only
queens.
right, and then it's her first time doing Drag Race,
Yeah.
first time doing TV. So, and that's what I love about All Star, because they really have a chance to like, now I know
So, like,
what I have
really,
to do. I know
like,
I can really
come
do.
back and everything, which brings us to our next queen, who has an opportunity to come back and really
Reintroduce
show a
herself.
new generation, you know, and everything, and that is Phoenix from season 3. For those of y'all that may not remember, the most iconic moment that Phoenix had on Drag Race
was somebody else.
Her entrance was the entrance.
Yeah,
all right, because she walked in with a wig on, and then
India.
Another queen, India Farrell,
they both
walked in with the same wig.
And they
on.
both walked in with the Candy Burris wig from the first from season 2 of Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, the little short little flip out with the little blonde streak right there.
They conspired with Candy.
Streak.
Candy set both of them up like, "Hey, you going to Drag Race? I got a wig you can wear. Get that one." And she went to India Farrell and said, "Hey, you want to Drag Race? I got a wig you can wear. Get that one." Because they both walked in with their Candy wigs. And how do you do that?
They thought it was cute.
How?
I mean, hey, you gotta think about drag at that time. I mean, maybe it was just really something that was like, nobody else probably gonna come in here with this, and they gagged that somebody came up here with this.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the odds of that being a situation of all the hairstyles that you could have worn.
Drag Race back then. That was season 3. You know,
and then the
so
styles and stuff
drag,
like that. Yeah, that was a real. That was a real like.
That was could go.
That was the hairstyle.
You know,
Not that was always like some type of little like what's them called, those wigs?
Little pixie cut.
Pixie
girl.
cut.
Yeah.
But Phoenix came out with this beautiful gown,
yes,
black gown with like the big collar thing
went
going
from
around,
blue and all the colors of the flames and stuff. It was very much Phoenix and definitely very grand and you know, like she looked like if I was invited to a Southern dinner party at like this big old Southern mansion, you know, like, and it was formal and black tie event, like that is and like I didn't know who the hostess was, and I just got invited and everything, and the hostess was, that's what I would envision, you know, as someone as a hostess standing at the in the foyer, just, oh hi, how do you do, sir? Thank you for coming tonight. Yes, I look opulent and amazing. Yes, and I am very much of a certain age, but you would not be able to tell, sir, because I have had so much work done. Look, all right, great.
So now that
great though.
But so now that we've gone through the 6 queens and we talked about their looks, can y'all see why I say that Deja Scott's look was not elevated like that? No,
honestly, because you really gotta look at how Deja was at season 14 and see like that is a difference for her in season 14 versus season.
I'm gonna go back to Mistress.
I just think
Mistress Monday when she ranked them and see what she said.
Well, my thing is this: I feel like, you know,
I agree.
It's one thing to have expectations for how somebody's entrance should be as evolved compared to others. Another than when you really not trying to compare and contrast how she came in all season 14 versus how she come in All Star 10. If you see her season 14 entrance look, it does not compare to her All Star 10. Like, it might not be your favorite.
Ultimately, to that point, something that Bosco said is like, I'm in competition with that girl that I was on 14. I'm not really competing with these other queens. I'm competing with myself.
Right.
So
it's a good way to look at it.
So in that sense, yes, I agree. Her look was elevated from her season 14 entrance. But when you look at what these other girls are bringing, it was cute.
I still disagree, but I enjoyed her look.
Yes, just like just like how he feels about Aja, or I feel about Aja, he feels about Deja. Like it's
no, because I don't dislike Deja.
It's not that I dislike Aja. Right. It's not that I dislike Aja.
I don't like her.
No, I just didn't think that it missed the mark with me. Her like she misses the mark with me.
You judged her when you found out that she was gonna be on the season.
Right.
Right, because I didn't like her drag on the past 2 seasons.
Isn't that what I just said?
Anyway,
You don't like her.
Should we get to the challenge?
Yes. So okay, yeah, sure.
So the challenge this episode was a music video for a rock song, Winner Chicken Dinner. They had to write their own verses and perform it for the music video.
Yes. So worst person in the video.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
The worst.
yeah.
And when you say worst, for her age and her years in the industry, she did good.
Right. Yes.
But when you're stacked against other queens who are
on a more who are definitely more of
energy,
the modern,
more limber,
right, and then had more experience with the modern drag race and stuff like that format, even though it's almost the same format, the seasons 1 through 5 were different.
You know what? Looking at Phoenix and Winner Chicken Dinner
starts at season 6.
Yeah.
When I look at Winner Chicken Dinner,
and then they only did
Phoenix
the last one was the music challenge.
What Phoenix did and Winner Chicken Dinner is the inverse of what Lexi Love just did on skates. Lexi had the boys go between her legs, and Phoenix went in between the boys' legs. It was the same thing inverse.
When she did that, when she did that, it gave you going like this metaphor. It gave Madonna trying to be on the stage, give a performance. I was like, get your ass up. And I love people. I was like, get your own ass up.
Right. It was definitely creepy Madonna lady, because Madonna's and don't get me wrong, I understand that Madonna's a legend, but you get to a point where the look wise, you have to. It's like you have to be at a certain.
The more y'all talk about it, the more I see Madonna on Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right. And y'all see Rosko's faces and
it's like you gotta. It's like you can't do certain things. You know what I mean? Like
no,
you
not that you can't do it, but I think
it's how you do it.
It should be appropriate to you. Like if it's out of your wheelhouse,
yes. Like you don't see Mariah Carey out here trying to bust it down like Megan Thee Stallion because it's just Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? And everything. Like, don't get me wrong. Like back in the
do be shaking it,
but
not like Megan.
But if you look at Mariah Carey's performances from when she was younger and way more bubblegum poppy and stuff like that, like there was a lot more action. There was a lot more. You know what I mean? She would do a little dance and stuff like that. She's not a dancer, but she would do a little step, like almost like kind of like RuPaul-ish and stuff like that. But now,
very much. Damn, wait.
Now she is definitely RuPaul.
Mariah Carey back in the day is RuPaul today. Damn.
But you know what? So you make a valid point.
Well, because RuPaul today is definitely Mariah Carey. Like Mariah Carey does that. She'll just do the.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with RuPaul. When RuPaul goes on perform, RuPaul does stuff in her wheelhouse. She don't do something that's too out the box, right? And she always leads to the campiness of what her song means and just lip syncing.
That is true.
And I think for Phoenix, she should have played to maybe.
I was about to say, right? Keeping in mind, Mariah Carey's in her 50s, RuPaul's in her 60s. Phoenix is 43.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's 3 years older than me. Why are you looking so old? Why are you moving so old?
Right.
Like, you've been in the industry for a long time, but you're not old.
It's like you can't look like that. You know what I mean? Like he don't look old doing the fucking what is it? What's the new dance out there now?
Oh, trust me, if I did it, I would look old.
Yeah, no. I
don't even know what the dances are.
I don't know what it's called.
Stoney? That was the old man doing the dance.
Oh my God,
what's the
what's
the boots? It's called something about with the boots. Something with the boots. The line dance. We'd be like, whoa, boots on the ground. There we go. My boots on the ground with the fans.
Who does that?
Why?
I don't know, Stoney, because you got somebody from this generation.
What, you don't know that line dance? You never heard of it right now?
No, but I'm also not a dancer, so.
Oh my God. yeah, like that's the big thing. Get up out your old feet.
I'm not backstage because
move.
So
I guess.
Right.
Look at
but
that.
Anyway,
we found the oldest young person.
So out of
I think Aja did the best.
Wait, no. I was gonna ask, other than Phoenix, who do you think is next to the lowest on the totem pole?
Like if it was like a regular all-star, who would be the bottom queens of the week? I would have said Deja. No,
Deja?
Olivia.
Yeah, no, I would have went with Olivia.
I can see that.
I would have went
Deja
with
actually
Olivia.
did sound good. Deja lyrics were fine. I just went to Ford to give it more.
I got more rockness from
that's the
Deja.
difference.
Right.
That was the
But she
difference.
did bring rock, but Olivia didn't get rock. Olivia could have
She did good, but she didn't do rock.
Right.
She could have did some Tina Turner shit with that.
Oh
hair.
my
Like,
God.
I was hoping that she would have. Like, I was so
you
mad.
know what?
She should have attacked it like
voice.
that.
Yeah,
She could have really did Tina
Like,
Turner. Oh
rock
my
and roll
gosh.
right there. What were you thinking?
Like she is the queen
That's what
of
I'm
rock
saying.
and roll.
Like that's why I'm like, why did she think of that? I guess she must not know Tina. Like I know Tina.
Yeah, no.
Because
that's a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Like literally, when I seen that look and everything, I thought that she was going to do that. And I was so upset when I heard her just sing. I'm like, so you didn't think Tina Turner, big hair, soft, like that's rock and roll.
Because
right
honestly,
there.
she had to make things with her look.
Yeah, another universe, she probably did it.
So what?
Another universe, she probably did.
Yeah.
Right.
And I hope that she was watching and she takes this on because she could really do a mean Tina Turner impersonation.
Yo,
and Ru would live
for it.
So
when you come back for the next All Stars.
yeah, and in the interest of time, my top two, me personally,
if she didn't win.
me personally, my top two was Bosco and Irene.
No,
I'm pretty sure everybody knows why, but Bosco and Irene were the best ones to me.
For obvious reasons.
Aja was the best.
Aja was the best one.
Aja's lyrics were the best. Her dance moves was the best. She added the element of hip hop to it, but it was still rock. Her hair whipping, her choreography. It was all on point.
All 5 things. Like all 5 elements. She did all 5 elements of the rock and roll thing. She ate. Yeah. And I think that's what
she played the guitar and the drums, not really, but like she had 2 different props. Like she did multiple things in her set that made her stand out. Nobody else gave rock the way she gave rock.
And it's like we were saying with Olivia, like, you know, like if she had.
I mean, Bosco and Irene were definitely 80 hairband people. Like when you watch music videos, like Poison and
but they didn't give it away
and stuff like that. Like Bosco and Irene were Guns N' Roses. They were Poison. They were, you know, Twisted Sisters. They were those hair bands from back in the day. Like,
I mean, but
Aja was okay. Like, I get it. Yeah.
Were we watching the same show?
Right, I'm about to say it because Aja really did. Aja gave what she said.
Yeah, no, she did give. It's just
that don't make it wrong.
Me personally,
know, but it's just like the funny kiss.
Me personally, like I just vibed more with.
Because you don't like
Irene and no, it's just I vibe more with their performance.
Just admitted. Okay,
I said no
again.
I just said you like
no.
Aja, right? So you do like Aja,
huh? Aja's okay.
But do you like her?
Do I like her?
Yes.
Like, is she like one of my favorite drag queens? No.
So
it was what we've been saying this entire episode. So.
Anyway,
I told y'all there's only one muse that I have time for, and that's the Tsunami.
I would definitely say the top 3 would
Anytime.
be Aja, Irene, and Bosco.
Yes, yes, those were the top 3.
I think
clearly, yes, I agree.
I think it really gave it for Irene and Aja because, like, for me, especially when it comes to the first episode for All Star, I think it's all about, you know, the first thing we don't expect for you to come back and do, and you do it. I feel like they were expecting Bosco to succeed in this, even though she did good. But to see Irene, who we never seen that, Aja, who does not really in her warehouse, and really kill it, they deserve to win.
Right, and they were the top 2. They were the top 2,
and Irene were the top 2.
Irene and Aja were the top 2.
And they lip sync.
And honestly,
they lip sync for the win.
Yeah, we will. Before we do that, I will just say, like, Bosco could have easily been in that top 2.
Yes,
very easily.
Yes, they were literally like
neck and neck.
cutting hairs, like literally cutting hairs in that situation as far as like RuPaul with judging, you know what I mean? But they Aja and Irene ended up lip syncing.
So before you talk about this, I gotta say this because I am so tired of RuPaul Drag Race getting these guest judges that don't nobody know.
What do you mean?
I'm waiting for y'all to judge.
Oh, I'm about to know. So first of all, the guest judge this week was Ice Spice, and people do know her. And
I know.
I think it was smart because Ice Spice has a big following, and then, like, when you think about premiere, like last year they did Keke Palmer. Keke was at her best last year with everything that was going on for her, so it made sense for her to like be the guest judge of that season. So I think it's the same thing for Ice. Now, Ice Spice did drop an album like late last summer, and then like it had the deluxe version, huh? It had the deluxe version came out later in the year.
She made a drink at Starbucks because she was famous.
Anyway, she's famous to a generation of people that are watching Drag Race now,
and so that's an important thing to point out.
So I think that's what the whole
I know who
about.
Ice Spice is.
Now,
Taylor Swift's best friend.
Now, Right. Now, something that like
Wait, I thought that was Todrick Hall.
No.
Something.
Yes, it is.
It is. But something.
It really is.
Oh. Not in public.
Yes.
Yes.
Todrick and Taylor?
Yes.
And nothing's happening to Taylor?
Anyway, Ice Spice made a comment because there's been controversy thing going on social media. It even got to the neighborhood talk. That's how serious it got. But
about Phoenix,
about Phoenix, and responding back to Ice Spice comment. Now,
I
feel. What? Steve Phoenix responded back?
I agree with Ice Spice.
Me too. I'm about to say I agree with Ice Spice comment because, and we said this before, when you look at other queens that came back for All Stars, with
the statement was that she made.
She said that she didn't come. She didn't give icon or legend.
Like everyone's using these words to describe Phoenix, icon, legend,
but she didn't exude that. She didn't exude or see that, and like she didn't make her know it. Like how fascinated she was for Irene and everything, she did not feel that same way for somebody that's supposed to be like an icon and let their name be known. And I agree because when you have looked at other All-Star seasons, I'm gonna just reference the season All-Stars 8 that was recent, with Jessica Wilde, who was top 3 and stood out and made like Jessica Wilde came to play. And she's from season 2.
You know what?
Jessica.
But you know what?
Jessica.
Even Chanel.
With
all of her issues, she still was shining. Like she had her insecurities about coming back after such a long time.
But she still was shining.
But she shined.
And she held her own.
Exactly.
All Stars. Like she was like, I am fucking Chanel.
Yeah, but you know, and it's like I want to be fair to Phoenix because like you have been away from this platform. She hasn't stopped drag, and that's where they gotta stop. Like I can't give up with so much grace.
Because you haven't stopped drag, and you are so quick to tell everybody about what you've done for drag in Atlanta and everything else like that. And thank you very much for doing it.
Absolutely.
But if you are going to step on the stage, you got to step on the stage, lady.
Right.
And I get it. I get what Ice Spice was saying. I get what everyone is saying, but I can't even put it to. But that's honestly how Phoenix has kind of portrayed the reaction to the comment and everything is like you know, Aretha Franklin, you know, missed a couple of notes, and somebody and one of the fans that came backstage was like, "Oh, you had a little off night tonight?" Like, and then she was like, "Excuse me."
It's not the same. You cannot compare Phoenix to Aretha Franklin.
Right.
You cannot.
But I'm just saying,
even in their own lane.
I'm just saying. If like icon, legend, and stuff like that, if you like, you know, if somebody, you know, came up to somebody and was like, "Oh, you had an off night," even though they might have had an off night, you just don't say it.
I would just say she's a pillar in drag all these years.
Yes,
right,
and that's fair.
But but when certain people reach a legendary status, even if they have an off night, you don't call it because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, but I get where Ice Spice is coming from because to Ice Spice, she's not in touch with the whole Atlanta drag scene or like, you know what I mean?
But she's also brought on the show to give her critique as a judge.
Yeah, and I feel like that's right.
What she gave. And the best thing I can say to you is you're being told that you're a legend, you're an icon. I'm watching it and you're not giving it to me. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm saying you're not giving it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's the thing that makes me upset that she even respond back and try to like clap back at her. It's like she never said that she wasn't, and even when she came back, and I'm mad people really don't watch Untucked because she came back to Untucked. It was next to Phoenix, and like, you know, was talking to them. We didn't see everything, but she was around in between Phoenix and Irene, and I seen her hug everybody. So it's not like she said
it wasn't hate, it wasn't shade.
She was, but even her way she was trying to say, she was trying to find a right way of saying it without trying to come off mean. But she wanted to be honest because they told her to judge. And this is what she came to do: is to judge.
I agree.
Like I didn't see legend and icon for you. Like you say that you are, I need to see it, and that's just with anything.
And honestly, who watching this show can say that they saw her giving us legend or icon? She wasn't portraying that, so it is what it is. Ice Spice just told the truth,
right?
But for the lip sync, they had to lip sync to Ice Spice's song "If You Think You're the Shit," fart, and between Aja and Irene the Alien.
Yes, the lip sync was very good.
Aja's to take home.
Aja's to take
home.
But
all right,
now, look, hold on. I get it. Yes, Aja. This was the thing. This to me, I was seeing two different types of lip syncs going on simultaneously.
Yes.
Okay. Irene was great.
Yes,
Okay, she was great.
Yes, she was.
It was definitely a out at Taboo local bar here that be doing drag day. Yeah, 254. That's what it's called now.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
whatever. Out at the see, I don't even go out. So it's like out at the bar, the performance nice, it's Irene the alien from Drag Race. She coming out doing Ice Spice the fart. Oh, she's acting.
And she embodies it. It was a great performance.
I'm gonna give you like $4 because it was a $4. Because it was a couple of times where it was like
she would get way more than $4 from me. She would get way more than $4 from me.
But to me, like when I'm a cheapies because you know what I mean. If you get $5 from me throughout a drag performance, that's 5 stars. Like each dollar is a star. Like so for me, for all my drag queens, if y'all see Stoney at a thing, if you get it was an epic performance. It's just that I have a daughter and she's expensive, so $5 is the most that you will get from me at a performance. Sorry, Coco takes precedent. So
fair. But no, her performance was definitely way more than a $4 or $5 performance.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about what Rosko said as we were watching it. He was saying that like the camera kept going at Irene, but we really wanted to see Aja.
Yes, because Aja was doing a performance. That's the thing. Like I got a bar performance from Irene, which was great
performance.
But Aja was at the Met. Like this is a traveling show.
Yes.
Las Vegas live at the Flamingo, RuPaul's Work the World tour. That is what that performance
she gave choreography,
was.
Like on point. Her look was nice. She like start to finish. Her stamina was up. Her talent was there. Like
her energy went with the song and everything. Yes. Like it wasn't
she did a dip.
Her dip was so
precise. She didn't do a death drop. She did a dip.
And it was so precise. It was so clean. Like it was like chef's kiss. I love that. Like both did because she did the one like in the middle like with Irene, and then she did one like soft one at the end to like end off the song. Both like made sense. Both,
and I'm sitting here saying that Aja did a wonderful job in the lip sync. It was that level of a performance to me. Like, and I saw that, and I will give Aja credit. Aja, in my mind, and if I was in RuPaul's shoes, Aja won the lip sync, which RuPaul agreed and announced that Aja won. So she got not only 2 points. So keep in mind, both her and Irene got 2 points for being the top 2. All right, Aja got a 3rd point. So now she is the leader in the clubhouse.
She's in the pack right now, and well deserved. Yeah.
Yes. Do y'all want to say what your favorite runway was? Because we're still gonna talk about episode 2. I'm gonna say mine was Rosko, but I did enjoy Aja's runway. Aja had a Jinx Pokemon inspired runway. The runway theme was
Tits and Slit.
Tits and Slit. I didn't really get the runway theme, and I could tell some of the queens didn't either. But for the ones that did get it, like Rosko, I did like enjoy it. And Irene is a close second.
Yeah.
I would say as far as the runway goes, it was Rosko, Olivia, and Irene for me. Yeah, I loved
Olivia's tribute to Lil' Kim.
It was a cute tribute.
I loved it.
She got this.
I loved it.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know.
The hair was good. She took Lil' Kim and she made it drag, and it was already good.
And I loved it. Like, that look is drag among itself.
For me. Yeah, like maybe it was because of the runway theme. I wanted maybe a little more 10. I think they said that too, but it wasn't bad. I was just maybe 4, top 4. I remember my 4th one, but not 3.
So
love you, Olivia.
As much as
Aja wasn't as good.
I was just about to say, as much as we living for Aja winning this episode, her runway
was not as good as Olivia.
It wasn't.
I disagree. Aja, you were number 1, baby. I live for you.
That's because she did Pokemon.
That's exactly why I'm biased by that. So yes, she's gonna be number 1 because she did Pokemon. Right?
No, that's not. No. We're always fair. We like and we dislike people, but we're always fair on it. We're not going to give you something just because we get the reference. It was not executed perfectly.
No, it wasn't.
It was not.
It was
very blotchy. Like one arm was purple, the other arm was lavender.
Like
the middle was
her
lilac.
coloring was off.
Like
it was not that off.
It was.
It was so noticeable.
Y'all delusional.
And on that note, the same thing can be said about Irene.
Yeah.
And if you're going to give Irene flack, you got to give Aja flack for it. she was not on point.
Well, I already said Bosco is my favorite runway.
Yeah,
Tonight, so,
Bosco,
Yeah.
Olivia, Irene for me. That's how it is.
Bosco, Aja, Irene.
You know, I have to give it to Stoney on this one. As much as I love Aja in this episode, it is definitely Bosco, Olivia, and Irene in my top from the runway alone.
Mm-hmm.
I have to.
Now, you had made a comment earlier about Deja Sky about it being,
Not elevated enough.
not
for
elevated enough.
This platform.
This particular runway, the tits and slits was not elevated
at all.
There was barely a slit. There was no
Granted,
no.
She looked nice.
Yeah,
she looked nice. But
looked
it was
very
not
nice.
The,
It was
not the runway category.
Yeah, like had it been Princess Tiana realness, like
Wow.
hey,
Princess and the Frog. Yeah.
Anyway,
that's a very good reference.
I do think that Phoenix runway was like good, but I just think it wasn't good enough.
I didn't like her runway, and then when she the breastplate, you could see that looks sloppy.
The breastplate took it away from you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Had she had it placed to where just the boobs came out and the breastplate didn't, and then the slit, and had she did both the slits, honestly.
But she only unzipped
She did one. I would have did both of them.
Yeah,
did some Chun-Li shit, you know what I mean? And everything, and then had the boobies pop out and everything, and then boom, even with that still would have been
right.
Great. But when
when
the breastplate came out and then just the one, it wasn't enough for me.
I can't wait for not next week, but maybe the following week, however do these episodes, because I really want to see when the no, I'm saying because they did 2 episodes this week, but for whenever it's the second bracket come, because I really want to see what the Code Page book is going to do, in terms of old. I know, I'm just saying because we talk about how Phoenix is just supposed to be a legend icon, and
But so is Acid Betty, and she going.
Acid Betty! Right. I am excited.
I'm excited for Acid Betty.
That's later.
That's later, right?
Yeah, we're not going to talk
she's
about
later
that
because she's the last bracket.
Yeah. So we got
By episode 2.
I'm actually contemplating if we should just come back and do episode 2 another time.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's been an hour already.
I do.
I thought Phoenix outfit wasn't good for her. If Sonique or Sasha Kobe was to wear that, they would have sold that look 100,000 plus times better. Yeah.
They're also trans women, so I feel like that's a different.
No, I'm not giving it to that because Aja's a trans woman too, and her outfit was okay.
Yeah,
but y'all don't like Aja.
No, don't put me in that category.
No, I'm teasing.
Told you there's only one muse that I have time for, and that is a tsunami. I am standing there with my hands up every time. Yes. Give me this.
Wait, they definitely would have ate the Rock Challenge, but you don't know what we have in store for them either yet. So it's just be patient because they might give us something really good. I mean, regardless of what it is, I know it's going to be good because Gaia and Acid Betty, come on,
right?
And for the longest I thought there was some relation. There's no relation.
No, there's no, but they're close now.
Yeah.
Probably because All Star Sang they're in the same bracket.
Yeah,
and producers knew what they were doing when they did that.
Right.
Yeah. So in this first episode, we have Aja, who is the top queen so far, leading the bunch with 3 stars, followed by Irene, the alien, who has 2 stars. And all the other queens will have 1 star to give away, which will be revealed in the next episode who they gave their star to.
Star, you mean point?
Point, that's right.
I'm like star. I'm hearing star. I'm like stars. What stars?
Yeah. I'm thinking about the legendary stars. Anyway, so let's do our ranking. Just based off episode 1.
Well, I was going to say, because I'm not sure if I know we explained what the rules were, but basically within this bracket, the top 3 all-stars within Biden.
Oh, yeah, each bracket. Yeah,
they'll go into the
3 episodes.
Semifinals.
The top 3 will go on to the semifinals and represent their bracket in the semifinals. And so when we get to the semifinals, there'll be 9 queens that will vie for the crowd.
Right. Yeah, that'll be the actual all-star moment where we'll probably get them competing, and I don't know if they're being sent home every week or not, but so my top 3 for this bracket is Aja, Irene, and Deja. So no, Bosco. But I love you, Deja.
In that particular order?
Yes.
Irene's over Bosco? Oh, she has to be because she has to win.
Yeah. Bosco, Irene, Aja.
I actually have to agree with Rosko just because of the ranking and who has the most points at this
That's
point.
fine. That's
So,
fine.
it
That's
would be
fine.
Aja,
Because
Irene, and
we've
Rosko.
ranked y'all ranked Susie Toot a lot lower than what she should have been throughout the last season. So I'm
Yeah,
okay.
And she still
I'm
wasn't in
okay.
the
She
finals.
didn't win. She didn't make the
She
finals.
makes-
Right.
finals.
Whatever.
Jules got there.
Right. She
Right.
still-
And you didn't see that
Yeah,
coming
coming
over
at all.
Susie.
yeah.
You didn't see
Susie still has more.
You know what?
Yeah, she does because she didn't had hers. It's
Yeah.
The Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Not she didn't had hers. They only brought that in for one season. The Lollapalooza lip sync for the crown.
Yeah, no, it is called the Queen of. She had already had hers. It is.
Okay.
I think it's
When the
supposed to be a
Lollapalooza.
reference of, like
Yeah.
of the joke and everything. Because when Raja got there, it was like not the same type of Lollapalooza. Well, it was.
It was, yeah.
But it
But
was
it was
just
just
It
Maine.
was Maine. Yeah. It was
just
all
long,
stars, not
yeah.
a regular season. And people were going home just as girls who were already home.
But in that season was the first season where no one went home either. So
Call me biased, LOL.
Yes.
But I need my ballroom sis Aja to slay and get that crown. They played with her in All Stars 3. Also,
did.
Irene showed in a perfect way why she needed
Oh
All Star
my
first
gosh.
out season.
everybody is just
Agreed.
missing it.
Actually, I want to say something to this.
I get
so it's an interesting thing about this particular season, this particular bracket, and not just this bracket because they're sprinkled throughout the entire
Mhm.
show. But they are definitely highlighting our trans sisters
Mm-hmm.
who also happen to be ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Aja, because she's also giving us like anime references.
Mm-hmm. I live for all that, and I agree. I too agree with your comment. I would like to see Aja snatch the crowns, not just because she is one of my ballroom sisters.
I just think it's too
But,
soon to say that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Like,
because of the ballroom,
especially
we got
because of
Russ
the
here
other
and
brackets.
Yeah,
And
it's a little
if
too
you're
soon to say
watching
that.
social media right now,
You kind of
if you are watching social media right now, all I gotta say is that, like, as much as other people don't like her, like for some reason people don't like her, but Hurricane Ginge is not playing. If you are watching her social media, she is not playing this season
I
with
feel
the
like-
looks and wow,
I made
like
a statement,
Ginge
and I'll
looks
say it again.
amazing, and she
Ginger
looks-
Minge is the new Shangela. Excuse me. She's the new Shangela. She just keeps getting edged on when she deserves a crown.
But yeah, she's not getting a
The
crown.
Raven.
Ginger's not
The new
coming up
Raven.
with a crown. Yes, basically. However, I
Monroe.
will say,
like
No, they don't care about
I
Manila,
will
though.
say, it's all starts for a reason. Just like how you over here wanted Roxy not to win in the beginning, but then you wanted Roxy to win at the end. It was not over.
no,
that
I
Julia
did
won,
not
but
want
you-
Roxy to win at the
No, he
end.
didn't. No, he didn't.
No,
That's
I
what you
didn't.
did.
No, I
just gave
didn't.
her
I just
props
said
for
that if
wow.
she did win, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Right, but you
Yeah.
did, but you weren't
But he
living for
didn't
Roxy,
want her to
and you
win.
weren't living for her in the beginning, but then you wanted to live for her. I think the same what happened with Aja.
But I just don't. I don't know. Aja in this bracket is doing really good. Now there are 2 episodes out. One more episode for this bracket. We will not cover episode 2 right now. But like Aja, I think is definitely one of the front runners. They're only bringing 3 queens from this bracket to the semifinals.
Yeah, she has 3 points already. Right,
So
out of
she's
the gate.
already in the lead.
Mhm.
And then more than likely she's going to at least get 1 more point. And at the end of episode 2, beginning of episode 3. So Aja is a front runner in this. Well, let's just say I'm rooting for her. But this is RuPaul's show still. Let the production fuckery start. Exactly. I just hope the season is judged and moves fair, no matter who gets the crown.
Yes,
You
that's
can
all we
hope all you
hope.
want,
That's all
but
we
you
can
know
hope for.
It's
Yes.
RuPaul's Drag Race. It's going to come down to who she wants to be.
Right.
And honestly, it's like a circus. Because RuPaul sees all these different type of acts. Like, oh, yeah. Just be like, all right, I want you to be the one. And
That's
she
true.
loves a lot of
Oh
these
no,
girls.
but see, you know why? Because RuPaul enjoys to be entertained by them. It has nothing to do with who
Touche.
she's planning on giving the crown to. She just loves. They're her jesters.
Yeah, and I just feel like with Drag Race, you never know. Like watching All Star 6, I did not think Kylie was going to win. Like, not say she was not deserving to win, but I was rooting for
Yeah.
Rasha O'Hara.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Well, I was rooting for Trinity too, but that's another story because how they did her was bad at All Star 6. But,
Oh my gosh, that episode. That's
But-
when they brought Eureka back, which I love Eureka, but when they brought Eureka back, that just messed Trinity off.
Oh, wait,
I
and
was so mad at that.
But it's just like I'm saying, also, so you never know. So just like how Jules slid her way into the finals in top 2, and almost touched crown, Aja could do
How
the same
about that?
thing.
Because
Aja
like
could
at
do
the
the same
beginning
thing.
of season 17, I really thought the final 2 would have at least been Anya and Susie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, me
And
too.
the way Jules snuck up to second place was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, it's anybody's game, But I just think like some of these queens aren't going down without a fight, and like almost literally.
Yeah.
I don't see them giving it to Aja. I'm not saying she can't win it. I don't see the other queens just giving it to her.
No,
it depends on the format.
I don't either, because you got queens that are definitely coming back hungry. Alyssa Hunter is hungry.
I don't have much stock for her.
I don't either, but who knows? You know,
I mean,
who knows?
Fun to look
at Irene. Look at Irene. Like a lot of people didn't put stock in.
No,
the thing about it is we are drag journalists, okay? We did research on Irene and stuff like that, and we could see the chops that Irene is. But you know, a lot of folks didn't, because of the fact that they just know her as the girl that went home first, you know, making a glass of water, so they didn't put stock in her, and a lot of folks are being surprised by her right now.
Talk about this comment.
But yeah,
no shade. Once I found out Ginger and Georges was back, I was like, well, let this shit begin. I just hope if Ginger wins, she wins because she dominated, not because production pushed her. Because Ginger is talented,
supremely talented.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
I just hope
one of the most well-rounded drag queens, like in all of drag right now. Ginger Minj is like point blank. Period. Like point blank. You can't disagree with that. Like no one can argue that. Like she can do everything. So hopefully if she does win, hopefully she does win. Same deal with Georges. If Georges wins,
I hope they win because they deserve it,
right?
Not just because of production fuckery. Honestly,
right.
At the end of the day.
I mean, Georges, if she does that little throw thingy, like she did, if she could recreate that like every episode,
no, because then I'm gonna be like, all right, find something.
Where's my car?
Actually, if I'm being honest with you, I don't want to see her do it at all.
Oh,
I don't want to see her do it at all this season.
I am excited to see her again.
Of course. Like after her glow up,
do it again, but in reverse.
No, don't do it at all.
So just have her like fall and slide backwards.
Maybe you need a private show,
and then just pick
her. Right.
Like you know,
just like the little dance. I don't want to see her dance.
Oh, I would love a private.
But she didn't even do that all of All Stars 9. So you know what? She didn't do that all of All Stars 9. So she just might show us something different. I do feel like, you know, she's like evolving, and I think like she'll show us some type of different move that she's doing this season. We'll remember her by like how we remember this and that. Now we need a new move for All Stars 10.
But I feel like Georges is going to give us something totally different. However, Georges is not in the bracket that we're talking about right now.
No. So
because we started talking about Ginger Minj,
and
Betty, and Diabetti, and all them.
Yeah.
We'll come to know when their brackets come out.
Because we just don't want to call it. It's too soon to call it.
Right.
Episode 2 so far.
Out of this bracket, I definitely, the front runner is Aja right now.
And I think Aja, Irene, and Bosco are going to take it from this bracket.
Yeah, I do. We have
the numbers.
We have
already.
2 more episodes for it to pan out. Episode 2 is out, which we will cover in a bonus episode very soon. That will come out very soon. But then episode 3. So next Sunday I think we'll be covering episode 3. We'll probably record the episode 2 episode and send it out for you guys. So keep an eye on your notifications and stuff.
Yes. If you wanted to bring girls back, then do a battle of the all-star seasons, like Make It Hot. I'm actually okay with the 18 queens. I'm okay with each of these brackets having 6 queens. And this is the only place that any of these girls, well, not any, some of these girls will ever be in on the top 6 of their anything.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Right.
And we love them all. But no, I think
and
that
we get to sit with them for 3 weeks, you know. So
and think about this: we got 3 weeks of each bracket, and then we still have 9 queens left at the end of that. And I think that's where we'll get Snatch Game. We'll get all the really big, like hopefully a musical.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to these different brackets getting to the semifinals.
Yes.
But we can't jump the gun, so it is what it is.
So yeah, so look forward. Make sure your notifications are on for that special episode 2 review that we will be doing. And make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Thank you for all the comments and everything. We are excited for season 10 of All Stars. I hope you guys are excited, and thanks for joining us on this crazy ride.
Definitely want to give a shout out, even though y'all can't really see it that well. But shout out to Big Bad Radio, which doesn't exist anymore. But this was a throwback for Stoney and I, so that's why I threw the shirt on.
Yeah.
We love you, Big Nate.
Yeah. R.I.P. So yeah, we love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. God bless you.